So one of the hardest things to know when you're moving to a new area is, hey, what's affordable and what's safe? In this video, we're gonna dig into affordable, safe neighborhoods right here in the Seattle metro area. If that is exactly what you're looking for, you wanna like, subscribe, tap that notification bell. What's going on, everybody? This is Justin Gazaba. Oh man, I didn't do it. And this is Living and Moving to Seattle, Washington. This is the channel where we dive deep into the nitty gritty, the good, the bad, the ugly of everything right here in Seattle, Washington. We want to really give you a good idea of what's happening in and around the area and the different neighborhoods. If you're thinking about making a move in the next little while, whether you live in the area now or you're coming out this way for a job opportunity, reach out to us. We've got your back when making a move here. Shoot us a call, give us a text. You can even schedule a one-on-one directly, an in-person video call with me, and we will kind of tease out what kind of neighborhoods, what you're looking for, what vibe. But if you don't reach out, we can't help you. In this video, we're gonna talk about the top 5 best neighborhoods, right? The most affordable and safest. Now, let's take a step back, guys, because I appreciate you talk about the most affordable and the most safest. It's kind of like things that don't really, they don't really line up. Usually an affordable, inexpensive neighborhood, when you get down to it, the real, nitty gritty, dirty, cheap is less affordable, where the nicer, more pristine neighborhoods are a little more expensive. And that kind of is a tale. So we're trying to find kind of that middle ground of really, really wonderful, safe neighborhoods that make you feel warm and fuzzy when you drive in the driveway, but also give you some peace of mind and affordability. And so depending on, obviously there's, different people make different kinds of money depending on what you're looking for. So we're going to start at the bottom of this list of affordability and safety, and the first one on my list is probably the most safe, but it's probably not the most affordable of this list. Now, in general, though, this area, this neighborhood, hope that makes sense. Does that dial in? Does that make sense to you? The more safe sometimes is less affordable, but in this list, we're gonna do our best to marry the two and give you a good perspective on everything. And I'll probably throw in a couple of bonuses you should think about, but I wanna kind of hit hard with these top 5 neighborhoods and give you kind of an idea of what to expect out there. So let's start at the bottom of the list, which is gonna be our least affordable, but our most safe, right? Make sense? Clear as mud? You got it? Let's go. So the least affordable neighborhood is gonna be in the northeast Seattle, which is gonna be your Wedgwood, Bryant, and Laurelhurst area. Laurelhurst is one of the more beautiful areas, one of the most beautiful neighborhoods in Seattle. Some very timeless types of homes there, some great Tudors and very kind of stately homes in that area. As we move from that kind of exclusivity that Laurelhurst kind of affords, there's some other neighborhoods that offer the same, into Bryant, which is its own distinct neighborhood. We're gonna move into some more kind of war era 40s, 50s, mid-century homes, and then the Wedgwood neighborhood. But all those are fairly close together. They're distinct in their own right, and they are really kind of, that area is really a wonderful, wonderful area. You could also throw in Ravenna into that mix a little bit, although it's not quite as streamlined as that. And even the University District is obviously close to the University of Washington and really makes it more of a college feel a lot of times. So once you get out of that into Wedgwood would be kind of your easiest echelon, the most affordable, Bryant more expensive, Laurelhurst more expensive. But those really are some of the nicest, safest neighborhoods in the area. Obviously, there's others as well up in Magnolia and some of those neighborhoods. There's that as well. But really, I want to start kind of in that Wedgwood, Bryant, and Laurelhurst, and say, and give you that as kind of the one of the highest echelon neighborhoods that you can get into. Wedgwood being kind of the easiest to get into, affordability and safe wise. But you're right there next to Bryant and Laurelhurst. So number 2 on the list, or excuse me, we wanted to go the other direction. So number 4 on the list, right? We're working our way down here. We work our way up the northwest side of Seattle into Broadview, Blue Ridge, North Beach, and Sunset Hill. So Sunset Hill really is in Ballard. It's the western edge of Ballard that looks out over the Olympic Mountains and the Sound, and is a beautiful area. It's a great neighborhood. But as we go further north of 85th, technically out of Ballard now and into these other areas, your Broadview, Blue Ridge, and North Beach kind of all make up that northern, northwestern neighborhoods up there before we get into Shoreline and some of the different city there. But those neighborhoods, car dependent, right? Kind of more of your suburban Seattle, your old suburban Seattle, but nice sized lots, big homes, very, very safe, easy to get around, pretty decent access to get over to Highway 99 or I-5, but it is kind of tucked away. That northwest Seattle is always kind of, Ballard, the Blue Ridge neighborhood, North Beach. And I don't know, maybe there's some folks down in Blue Ridge and North Beach, those neighborhoods are right on top of each other. They might want to argue some very distinct differences in those neighborhoods, but they're beautiful, beautiful areas. And obviously Broadview, with Broadview lines up to the eastern edge of those neighborhoods. They might have something to say about that, but I'm going to kind of put them all together so that it gives you something to look up and investigate and kind of check out a neighborhood that you might not have thought of. Again, less expensive than Laurelhurst, probably on par with Wedgwood, but not the most expensive neighborhoods, but very, very, very clean and tidy and very safe. So let's move on down to number 3, because I'm working down, so 5, 4, now we're at 3. Okay, so moving on to number 3, we're going to talk about the North Admiral section of the Admiral neighborhood in West Seattle. West Seattle is one of those neighborhoods that's broken up by a few different distinct areas. There's Admiral, there's Junction, there's Fauntleroy, right, which is further south. But that North Admiral area really is kind of the cream of the crop in that area. Nice Tudor homes, 20s, 30s homes that you'll find out there. It's a very, very safe area. Again, now that we're in West Seattle, West Seattle is another one of those neighborhoods that's kind of off the beaten path and a little difficult to commute. Seattle's just getting more and more like that, where when you live in a neighborhood, you tend to stay in that neighborhood. The benefit of West Seattle versus like a North Beach is that you have bars, restaurants that are pretty close at hand, that have more of a town feel, more of a neighborhood feel, where if you were in Broadview or North Beach, you really feel truly suburban with only a smattering of amenities around, and some of those amenities kind of feel like a strip mall kind of corporate center stuff, on like Greenwood or 15th or even 99, right? Where in West Seattle, you're going to have a very distinctive neighborhood feel, kind of like it's really its own little town outside of Seattle. So that's North Admiral in the West Seattle area. Now, number 2 on the list is also going to be in West Seattle. And number 2 on the list, if you've seen the video that we did on some of the most underrated neighborhoods in Seattle, this was up there in that list. I mean, Arbor Heights in the southern part of West Seattle, south of Fauntleroy, really is a distinctive neighborhood. It has a very suburban feel, good sized homes, nice sized lots, not a lot of that urban density that you find closer into town. It's a very, very clean and tidy area. Peekaboo views of the water, just like most of these neighborhoods that I'm mentioning. You could probably sneak in a water view or go for a walk in your neighborhood and capture some of the water views. Just realizing that now, I guess that's the way Seattle's set up. We're just surrounded by water everywhere. But that Arbor Heights neighborhood, a lot of 1920s, 30s, 40s homes. We're seeing some more derelict homes come down and newer contemporary construction come up in its place. And so it's just one of those neighborhoods that truly I think is an underrated area. It's got a lot of things going for it. Again, car dependent like most of Seattle. There's only a few spots in Seattle that you could really kind of live your life without a car, personal opinion. But Arbor Heights definitely worth looking into. If you're curious about, obviously, look, if you're curious about any of these neighborhoods, you want to know more, just reach out and give us a call. We'll try to get you more information. But I just want to give you an overview of kind of these different areas and what they look like and what they have to offer. So that brings us to the number one neighborhood where safety and affordability come together. Right? So safety and affordability coming together in South Seattle in the Bryn Mawr neighborhood. Again, another neighborhood that's set up that's going to have water views. It's further south. You're going to have closer amenities, actually being able to go down towards Renton to get to a lot of amenities. You're going to have the Columbia City at your footsteps, being able to go out into and utilize and enjoy what Columbia City has to offer. But Bryn Mawr is another one of those 1950s suburban, a lot of brick homes out there. It's bigger lot sizes, easier, bigger homes, and because it has that kind of 1950s suburbia design and appeal, the homes are spread out, there isn't as much density, and it's one of those neighborhoods that's kind of where the balance lines up of safety and affordability. So if you're thinking about one of these neighborhoods, or maybe none of these really fit the bill, maybe you're more curious about what it's like to live in Capitol Hill, what the things look like, insofar as living your life without a car. Capitol Hill, Belltown, downtown Seattle, those are going to hit your car list. Lower Queen Anne is going to hit the mark for car list. You could maybe get away with it in Ballard or Fremont, but it's going to be a little tough there. But if you're curious to know more about what the lifestyle is, reach out to us, give us a call, shoot us a text. Like I said, you can book a one-on-one video chat with us, with me, and we can dive into what kind of neighborhood you're really looking for, what kind of lifestyle, vibe, and appeal you're shooting for, and we'll get you taken care of. Reach out to us. We're always glad to help. We're helping people make the move all the time. If you want to know more about Bryn Mawr, Laurelhurst, Broadview, Arbor Heights, or North Admiral, we're here to help. So really appreciate it. We'll see you in the next video. All right, talk to you.